Eastern Cape Police have confirmed that 3 students have been apprehended following a violent protest at the Walter Sisulu University's Nelson Mandela Drive campus in Mthatha. The students have taken to the streets to protest the bail granted to the staff member accused of fatally shooting a student during the unrest in one of the institution's residences. For more on the story, we cross to SABC News reporter Nkululeko Nyembezi. Nkululeko, good afternoon. We saw the chaotic scenes a bit earlier on. It seems calm has been restored, if what we're seeing behind you is anything to go by. But we also caught sight of King Buyelekhaya Dalindyebo a bit earlier on. Just share with us exactly what's been happening there.
Well, Julia, it started around about 5 o'clock in the morning. These students came from the campus that they blockaded N2. N2 is the biggest route just connecting East London and Mthatha. We're just 2 kilometers away from the Mthatha CBD. That they blockaded this road. And then they wanted to make sure that there's no one going inside the campus. There is no one going to work using the N2. Then there was a confrontation between the police and the students. They were using stones, pelting, passing vehicles with stones, and police using sponge or maybe mattresses to confront the police. So it has been going on like that almost 8 hours, but the police had to redeploy more police officers to fight these students here. But for now, the situation is a little bit calm. We saw the president, in fact, the king of Abatembu, King Buyelekhaya Dalindyebo, coming inside the campus, addressing these learners, saying that he is going to challenge the decision by the magistrate court to grant a bail to a suspect who happened to be the manager of this institution, Walter Sisulu University. You will remember, Julia, that yesterday this suspect was granted a bail of 10,000 rand by the magistrate court here in Mthatha, and the students were fuming. The students were complaining. The students were saying that how come this man is granted a bail of 10,000 rand? Why is being released while other students are still struggling to walk simply because they were injured when they were shot by the security guards and by this alleged person. And also they were saying that if the government, or maybe if the court continue to behave like this way, they will come back, regroup, and do what they are doing today. But also we saw Kolanisi, who is one of the brokers here, peace broker, if I put that way, and he has been working as a spokesperson for the family of Sisonke Mboleka, who was shot and killed here at this university. He went to the NPA to find out how far is an appeal to the judgment. They may be continuing with the appeal or not. And the NPA responded that they are appealing the judgment by the magistrate court. They will appeal the decision. So for now, the situation is calm, but we will wait and see, Mfundo, to monitor the situation. I can hear that students are singing and chanting just inside the campus, but the police are outside the campus now, waiting for any development that may come out from what they are doing right now.
Before I let you go, Nkululeko, I just want to know if the SRC has in any way expressed itself on the violence now, because things have gotten out of hand, and all of us remember that very late night urgent application when they were to be evicted out of the residence there at the university. And among the commitments from the SRC was that they would ensure that students never are violent anytime there's a protest, that it cannot get as chaotic as what we've seen. What have they had to say about this? Because there was a commitment that they made to the judge.
They indeed made a commitment, but seemingly there is absolutely nothing coming out of that commitment. As I can say that I can tell you that this court ruling, in fact, the granting of bail to this particular suspect is the main motive behind of what is actually happening today. So we haven't had a time now, to speak to one of the students because they are still inside. But now maybe just to get the latest development about the police and stuff. We are now joined by the spokesperson of the police here in the Eastern Cape. For sure, you are now a little bit relieved, but you are monitoring the situation. Can you just maybe tell us more on what is actually going on this afternoon?
Good afternoon, Nkululeko. At the moment, we can say that the situation is relatively calm. The students are now inside and we have managed to contain the situation. We do unfortunately have 2 police officials that have been injured during this whole process, but it is minor injuries and they are receiving medical attention at the moment.
So students, we still standing at 3 students that were arrested?
Currently, there are 4 students that have been arrested and they will be charged, as I mentioned earlier, with public violence, damage to infrastructure and damage to state property.
Thank you very much. Just 4 students have been arrested and 2 police officers have been injured. But I can tell you that we don't know what is actually going to happen because the police are still here and the students are still inside the campus singing and dancing. Maybe just monitor the situation, Fundo. Back to you.
That's SABC News reporter Nkululeko Nyembezi, who's out at the Sisulu University, has stated there it seems the situation is slightly calmer.